I'm on. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back. Welcome back. I had to start off with that real quick. That was tight. What I heard this morning. Off oh, Tom Kane. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. All right, what's going on? All right, man. Illy, when melt up. Oh, let me get my voice out of there. Appreciate everybody stopping in. J. Cole, what's going on, man? I had to start off with that, man. I know we were talking about it this morning. I'm like, man, that was clean, man. That was real clean this morning. When I heard that, gotta give it up, bro. Good stuff, man. Welcome back, guys. Drift, good morning. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning. What's going on? 2023 gainer. Dip buying EV and AI sectors, of course. Red to green. I like it. All right, appreciate everybody stopping up this morning. Iron Man, what's going on? Welcome back. Just taking a look at some opportunities in the meantime. GME looking great. AMC just holding on, man. Just holding on. Got a nice little close yesterday at 442. Fantastic. Just got to stay around here. Hopefully get a little bit higher. How I'm feeling is that they're probably going to try to drag this out to earnings, man. So it's going to all come down to next week. Thursday, I believe, is earnings the 6th. So it's the day after the election. Whoop-de-doo. It's also when the SPY should be ripping, not the SPY, but the VIX should be ripping like crazy. So we're gonna see how that winds up playing out. The way things are looking, man, I don't know, do not know. So it's kind of gonna watch and see what happens next year. But here we are in a spot. All right, deja vu. Put this back on here and leave this for a second. But once again, appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys as always. So please short all the aerosoling airlines. Oh man. I mean, they're all looking like they're ready to break out though, Jeff. I mean, I gotta say, it's look this one I got on the screen here. All right, this is what I'm looking at going long term on. Well, not long term, but a little bit of a swing play. I'm looking for this breakout to happen on American Airlines. All right, clean. While I'm waiting for, I'm just not going to sit here and wait for GME and AMC to do whatever they're going to do. I'm still going to make opportunities happen or find opportunities that exist in the market elsewhere. And it just looks like American Airlines is ready to break out. I mean, very close. I'd be looking for a move to at least $15, followed by $17 in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to try and swing these out into the holiday season. I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of folks traveling. Obviously, you guys know that there's a lot happening with the reduced the rate reduction, all this good stuff, leaving more available capital in people's hands that they can use to do things like, buy gifts and go traveling and seeing loved ones and so on and so forth. So it makes sense. Also, looking at Mattel. All right, Mattel. All right, if anybody's been watching Mattel, despite this whole COVID sell-off, Mattel is ready for a monthly breakout on the monthly time frame. So it's definitely one to watch. I'm going with $20 calls. Going to hold these out probably till a little bit after Christmas or Christmas. Going to ride these all the way to the upside as far as I possibly can. If I were to go and do a retracement on this, if anybody's interested in at least looking into it, don't take my word for anything. I'm just a guy with a little bit of experience and giving my 2 cents on this. But watching for a potential break here above the golden pocket. I'd be looking for this thing to start to push at least to $23. All right, 707 touch. Not bad if it gets a little bit more. We can keep going. Not saying it's going to be a big breakout. This is not the fastest mover in the bunch, but it is at least a opportunity to watch for a move on the Christmas shopping and stuff like that people do around this time of year. So it makes sense for these guys to start to turn a profit overall. So something to watch, guys. So I'm watching Mattel, also watching American Airlines. You guys have seen Delta and Save and JetBlue. Well, JetBlue took a punch in the jaw today. Let me take a look and see what's happening on that. Gotta keep a look at that real fast. Give me a second. But American Airlines is, in my opinion, is good money. You'll see it real soon. This breakout's probably gonna happen today. Get above $14. This thing is out. I mean, it's a double bottom, clean looking move. All right, let me take a look at Delta. Real fast. Delta's still pushing. All right. Like there's something going on with this, obviously, with this industry, travel industry, and so on. So it's opportunity at the doorstep. So don't take advantage of it if you can. Not saying you gotta go options, but you know, nothing wrong with picking up a couple shares and swinging if you believe in the opportunity that's at hand. And again, it makes sense logically speaking too. So just another way to look at things. Doesn't got to be the memes all the time, you know. In the meanwhile, while we wait. All right. Well, once again, appreciate you guys all stopping in. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hopefully this, in one way or another, helps or at least keeps you occupied or entertained for the time frame that we spend together here. All right, let's see. Actually, I didn't put this on X yet. Give me 1 second. Let everybody know we're in here, and then we'll get running. All right. 1 second. Let's see what we got going on with the memes. Or the value stocks, as I like to call them nowadays. I don't know about this meme word. I think we're gonna have to retire that in a second. Yeah, I don't know about the meme concept. That might have to go, because I think we are the market now. We are the market. A lot of hands-off stuff going. They're switching over to more risky assets. It's kind of obvious. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin about 71,000. We talked about Bitcoin yesterday at 68, 67 grand. And look where we are. We broke 68,800 and we just rocketed off. Let's look at it, Bitcoin for a second. Well, I post this up on X. Let everybody know we're in here. Also, would appreciate a share on X. Share the link. Let's get a couple more folks in here knowing what we're up to. Definitely appreciate you guys. As I like to say, guys, without you, I would not be here. All right. Let's see here. It's a symbiotic relationship. You guys give me energy to keep showing up, so I keep coming back until you see otherwise. Until you guys don't like me anymore. But hopefully, that's not the case, guys. Hopefully, I keep it light, friendly, fun, as much as I possibly can throughout this whole thing, and hopefully profitable for one or two of you folks up in here as well. All right. If I help one person, my job is done, in my opinion. It's my right, my duty. Alright, let's see, GME, what else we got going on? Bitcoin, GME, eyes, on live. Alright, just posting this thing to X, the link, letting us know, be known that we're on here. And also going to post it in Discord, letting me know we're on here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. All right, bet we are on and running. All right, cool. So what are we talking about today? GME, talk of the town, talk of the conversation that has been rocking the airwaves for the last 24 hours, 24, 48 hours, something like that. Let's take a look at it. So, it's looking fantastic. Excellent close yesterday. I mean, excellent close within the time window. The question of when has been answered. I think it's the start of the when has begun. All right, we're in that spot where things have started to turn around, just like we wanted to see. All right, this spot is moving up pretty nicely. Turn this down because I'm a little loud on my own earphones here. All right, cool. Large cap 2. Okay, hold on a second. I missed a couple comments. AMC above 452 starts to hold. It's a melt up. Definitely, if we get above 450, we can start to push. I'm looking for 489 to be the next target on AMC. If we can start to hold above 450 and change, 452ish. But we need that that hold. But again, we're probably gonna have held sideways for a little while as long as we're at 442, 443. It's just part of the game. Ultimately for GME though, it's definitely helping the move for AMC to start slightly early. Now it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it's gonna push it over the top. However, it definitely is causing an effect, as we all can see on AMC's side. So something to watch. Let's see here. Oaks Way, what's happening? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Yeah, election week is gonna be choppy, man. It's gonna be a choppy setup. A lot of choppy stuff happening, and then Tesla's falling off a bridge right now. What's happening there? Minus 1.47%. But check that out, J. Cole. It's getting cold out there, man. Let's find out. Hey, Lewis, what's happening, man? Welcome back, my friend. Okay, large cap 2. Boom, boom. Yeah, SPY's ugly, choppy for day trade, of course. Yeah, we're in that spot. We're in a spot that SPY is actually still aiming, is right now currently looking toward that downside push we talked about a while ago. I'll pull that up in a second as well. Let's look at Tesla, find out what the hell's going on with that. That's a 1.5% drop. Clean this up. Start moving some of these lines, man. Start over. Doing fresh. But that is a nice little rejection we got here on Tesla. Let's go back here. Short term resistance. That 270 line is definitely a supply location. As it's pretty obvious. That supply location, big time. Alright. Several rejections, several reactions at that level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be the 8th test and breakdown. Alright, let's take a look and see what you can get here. You don't have a clear trend until you get above 270 cleanly. That whole area of about $300, which I'm still expecting to see, is on the shelf for a little bit until we can get up there. But right now, we kind of gotta wait. Tesla's right now support right about here, 255, 258. If it comes down, we'll come back to that money line at 251.50, which is the one that has been causing the biggest moves to the upside once we start to get there. If we don't hold 258, if we hold 258, I'll look for another move back up, probably somewhere toward that 265 location. But ultimately, right now, you have a small short-term head and shoulders kind of trying to play itself out just for like a retracement. But it's to be expected. This thing made a 20-30% move, a large cap stock, in a day. Yeah, you know, it was wild. We all saw that happen. So we need to get a little something, a little cool off period. You're not gonna just blast through this. So it's possible to come back down to 250. I don't think it'll happen. They'll probably try to protect this this neckline here on this head and shoulders potential, and then start to turn around, which would be somewhere around the 255 mark at the lowest. But I really like in 258. Let's go short term. Let's find out what's happening there on Tesla. I don't think there's any news. I didn't see any alerts or anything, but it's possible. But if we start to break down, let me see where's the SMA is at. Yeah, highly possible to come down here. Hey, John, what's happening? Welcome back, my friend. Positive insights. I appreciate you, my friend. Definitely. Always goes a long way, man. All right, so Tesla watching for a push down here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, it's got to happen here, 258. If not, you're going to come down one more good time. It's about 250, 251. Hardly possible. That'd suck. But it made a big move. That's a big move. What are you going to do? Ultimately, I would like to see it hold here at around that 258 mark to start turn around. So just keep a lookout on it. Watching on volume. That's a high volume push, but a low volume push down. High volume push up, low volume push down. So ultimately, this is still bullish in my opinion. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just having a little reaction to that big push up we got the other day. I mean, that was absolutely wild. Shout out to anybody that was able to catch some of that move, man, because that was that was ill. But 270 is a tough one. But once you finally break above 270 clean and finally get up there and start holding it, you're going to $303. That's still the target. That has not changed. I'm actually going to add that here. So when it does hit, we can just like go back and be happy about it. Actually, put that in red. So Tesla is one to have in your portfolio. We will say that much. All right. Good stuff here. So let's go back and take a look at the subject at hand. After that massive 10% move, fantastic close on GME, which is still kind of holding on to it. The majority of the gains that were made yesterday. Now, the interesting thing about GME, which is I went over with the Discord stuff this morning. You know, I fly all the platinum crosses. That's my platinum strategy that I've put into play for a long time now. It is. I'll remove a couple things. In one day, every single one of the platinum crosses hit. In one day, almost all of them, like a good majority of them. I'll actually pull them up in a second. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. Let me turn off. Let's hide the SMAs for a minute. I'm going to hide this. Just leave the platinum crosses. This has been a series of fake outs, breakouts, downside, but all in an ascending fashion on GME. Nothing has ever found a full-fledged breakdown the entire time. Why am I so loud in my own ears? Okay. All right. 1 second here. All right. Nothing ever found a full-fledged breakdown. There was always an ascending pattern that's been showing up on GME, obviously making lower highs, higher lows the entire time. But let me remove everything. I hide the drawings. I hide and just leave the platinum crosses. So as of yesterday, let me go and move this up. Boom, boom. We had a big move, which was the 1 hour that crossed up. Let's move up to the 30-minute. That's first. 30-minute cross up took place. You had obviously a major move that took place during that cross up in the morning, from about $20.93 to 10% move, about 22, almost 23 bucks, just about in one shot. All right. You also got the 30-minute. You got the 1 hour also crossed up. These are all stacked up on top of each other. I mean, each one of them broke in their own way. This is the 2 hour, the 3 hour, the 4 hour. Just notice the little cross here. The 4 hour, the 5 hour, and the 6 hour, all in one move. So GME went from being almost looking slightly bearish for 1 minute into looking full on bullish in one day. So now, in my opinion, it's just continuation. We're waiting for a touch of about $23.13 to hit. Once that breaks, GME can see $27 quite fast. Now, it's a few different things, as we talked about, in the way that are going to be major resistances. Major resistances are going to be high-level time frames. Resistances, major EMAs and SMAs that are going to be in the way to block the movement. Once you start clearing that, 27 bucks is going to be your next money line. And that's once that actually breaks, we're just waiting. All right, it's all still within this time frame we talked about between October 21st was the initial, which is obviously initial push down on this Adam and Eve pattern, short-term Adam and Eve. Played right at the 28th, which we were marking off as well. The 31st shows possible continuation, where right now we seem to be forming some sort of a wedge to try to break this massive downtrend, which is the one that was established from the all-time, well, not the all-time, from the recent high back in the May run. And once you fully clean that, $27, like within this range. So right now we're looking for a potential possibility of this thing November 11th to about November 12th, a couple of days after Election Day. I don't know what that means, but I do have the VIX. We talked about this in the past, running up at that time. So the market, in my opinion, is still gearing for a downside push. I don't know why, because it doesn't make sense from the historic standpoint during the election. But we have GME about to run based upon where it is now, and the VIX about to run up based on where it is now. So I'll pull up the VIX once again, and we can start talking about that, because it's important to at least keep track of this stuff to get an idea. Is it related? I can't say. Bitcoin is obviously running up. So as far as riskier assets, I think there is a appetite that's starting to show up here. Can't call it, but the VIX is set up to run somewhere in that same time frame. Right, the 5th obviously is going to be November 5th is next week. So this range here up to about the end of November is your first break location. I would potentially see, if this is continuing this trajectory, you can see $35 here on the VIX. I mean, that's wild. The last time we saw up there was during the World War III scare that we had earlier this year in August, when the market dropped all the way to 507 or whatever it was, the SPY. So something to pay attention to. All right, so is there a correlation between that, Bitcoin running up, gold continuing to rocket like crazy, silver, all of that stuff rocketing like crazy, and then you have the obviously elections going on? I don't know. GME going up. I mean, is there correlation? I can't say. However, it is what it is. It looks like GME is about to go to the damn moon in a few minutes. So we'll continue to watch it. Not to mention AMC, right? AMC still was a topic of conversation. The only thing, which is also odd, AMC has earnings the day after the election. So another thing to be concerned with. So I don't know. Everything is lining up really interestingly. The only issue I have here is that I wish they would let it move up a little bit more prior to earnings actually happening. However, this is not the line. Why has it moved? Because we broke out of it. Yeah, here, something like that. I would like to see it at least break out of this thing before, at least be hanging a little bit higher above it before we actually hit earnings. All right, that'd be preferably where I'd like to be, about 450 maybe or so. We'd be a little more comfortable, but everything that right now is going to come down to the good old boogeyman. So we got to wait for that man to hit us with some news. All right, hit us with something. But we have an expectation of the stock being in a better place, or the actual company being in a better place financially by that time. So with that being the case, it looks bullish. It still looks bullish. I don't see a downtrend or a bearish signal yet. However, we need something soon to increase the volume, and the only thing I could look at this point is going to be earnings stuff. All right, Geeko, what's happening, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here. Appreciate you stopping in, my friend. All right, so other than that, let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin did the thing. Bitcoin did the thing. I see Bitcoin finally again broke above while GME is running, which is interesting to me. We talked about 68,800 being the spot we need to see break, which is the 30 moving average on the weekly. We hit 71,000, just put 72,000. In this range, I'm looking for a new all-time high to break. Once that breaks and is completed after this widespread accumulation here in this descending broadening wedge, I'm looking at this thing to break, and we're talking about 100,000 finally. All right, I don't see it stopping until we touch 100,000. Now it will be a flash up, and it'll just keep going. I mean, it's possible, right? That's it's possible for it to stop, but I just can't see it happening that quickly. Let's do it. If we did a trend-based extension from here to here to here, once you cross above, let's say the 0.707 is at 77,000. 81 is probably a stop, and then from there you're talking about 93 to 100 grand. So yeah, do what you got to do in your Bitcoin stuff. Anything Bitcoin related, as we know, we talk about the crypto sector or the mining sector and all that good stuff. Opportunity is at the doorstep on those still as well. So do keep your heads on a swivel in that situation. All right. Let's take a look short term. Other than that, let's see. I saw today on the anybody stopping in, I talked about earlier on Mattel. All right, Mattel long-term swing. I'm looking for a breakout on this thing. I'm holding $20 calls. Just picked up this morning. $20 calls on this thing here for into Christmas. So I'm gonna let this ride up. I'm looking for a potential move to about $23 by Christmas. Very slowly, slow and steady in my opinion. But do your own due diligence on that. As well as American Airlines. I talked about it a minute ago. Staying at $14 calls, looking to swing those into the holiday season. Traveling, and so on. Let's see. AA was one that looked pretty decent also. But, yeah, AA. Oh, man, AA might do some things too. Alcoa Corporation. All right. This may be an opportunity as well. Something to watch. Ideas, throwing ideas out. But I'd be looking at $42 calls if I were to play this thing short term. All right, let's see what else we got here. Interestingly enough, we just were talking about the idea for the crypto sector. I saw some money get thrown on 350 strike calls. Sorry, 510 strike calls on MSTR. All right, a master. I call it master for short. Obviously, could understand why, but $510 strike. Yeah, let me just take a look at that real quick. That popped up this morning. Somebody put about 400 grand on it. Interestingly enough. So I mean, I could see why, but I mean, can you say it's gonna go up there? I think it's a little early, and they wanted them for March, which is also interesting. All right, I mean, that's only a couple months away. A lot of money on MSTR, but it was a very large breakout. Obviously, we wouldn't be talking about Master if it wasn't at least a notable stock right now. Let's see here. Crawling. second. Yeah. Once again, appreciate everybody stopping in. MSTR is up 0.44. So it got rejected at a certain level here. I'm gonna go and pull this up. I don't know why I'm moving so slow here. Give me 1 second. All right, I got a lot going on. Okay, I gotta turn off this other screen. All right, 1 second. So here you are. I mean, they got master. These guys put money on this thing for all the way up 510 strike. So if you can hold above 558, 258, where we are now, I could see why they would have said it. That's the 0.4236 into March. If you can hold up here, depending on how long you hold up here, about 250, 255, I can see why they would think that. I mean, that's a lot of money to put on a play like that. But good luck if they get it. I mean, it was a major breakout. This is actually pretty interesting, man, to watch this happen. But also keep in mind, if Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin is doing, and it goes up to $100,000, I can see why the big bets are starting to come out on this stuff. I mean, that's out of the money too. That's a big bet on out of the money play. I mean, you can't really fault them for thinking like that, right? I mean, it's possible. That's on the short term. But if we went ahead and did an extension on this thing, I probably could see the same thing. So we'll see. It's been held in this little range for a long time. We'll see. All right, so here's GME with a breakout finally at 2279. Get rid of Bitcoin. Don't need that anymore. HTH is going to move slow, so not really concerned with HTH. All right, bear me 1 second. Did I turn the... All right, so here's GME with the push here. Now, GME, again, I'm looking for GME to break above $23.13. All right, that's a very key location to break. And our next money line would be from there is 23.57. All right, so now we start pushing up there. Let's go. Congrats if you guys got calls, man. Congrats if you guys got calls, man. This is bugging. This is nice. This is really nice. All right, let's see here. Here's 23 push, finally. All right, shout out to anybody that has calls on this thing right now. You know, let me know something. What strikes do you have? Like, are you in 23s? Are you in 21s? Are you in 130s? Like something. Give me something. Because this is wild right now, man. Bro, this is breaking out again, man. Here we go. 23.13. I need that 23.13 to break. Zanny, what's going on, man? AMC's in the same spot. I mean, right now, if GME breaks 22.13, I'll watch for AMC to break 450. I want to see if GME can break 23.13. We just hit 23.12. If we break above it, here we go. This is it. We just touched it. 23.13 just hit. Next money line is at 23.57 on GME, guys. If we break, oh my gosh, it just broke again. Here we go. AMC is going to get pulled up. I can see AMC get pulled up alongside GME in this run. If we can push and hold above 23.13, that's a big one. All right, that would, man, that's crazy. Jeez. All right, let's do this thing. Let's go back to the 5 minute. All right, so this is this blue dotted line. Okay, this is the downtrend. This is the downtrend from the run to $80 we had in post market back in May. If we can start to break this is to get ready to start moving towards $27 probably today. I mean, it'd be wild. It'd be quick. I'm gonna add my lines back up so I can know the exact locations. But 23.13 is major to break. All right, it's a major spot. We just touched it. All right, quick. Here comes the volume. Let's go, yo. Hey, good stuff, John. Good stuff. 25 calls. All right, I like it. I got 25 calls still for 25 calls for November 2025. November 22nd, excuse me, for this month. Next month. Still holding on to those. Man, this is wild, bro. It did hit the target. It did hit the target. I want to see it carry through, though. We're just waiting for this downtrend to break, and we can get started for the next push. $25 to $27 would be quick. It's hard to look at other stocks when you got GME doing this stuff, I'll tell you. Alright, let's see the macro, no, levels. My levels here. Boom, 25.25 will be next level. And I need the money lines. Here's the next money line. 23.57. If you break this, you're going to 25 bucks. We'll be in the money by, by the end of the conversation. I'm waiting for that to happen. But this is looking really good. This is looking really good. Alright, shout out to everybody in here once again. While we getting these little pops happening here on GME. This is wild. AMC now, we'll take a look at that. What are you doing? AMC keeps getting hammered back down towards that level 443, 442, which is again that 30 moving average on the weekly. They would love to keep it under there as long as they possibly can, but we need it to continue to hold up there in order for us to have the reaction I would like to see going into earnings and after earnings. The only guy that can stop it, which I really, really hope he doesn't, is the boogeyman. Truck, what's happening? Welcome back, man. We're here once again, doing the thing, waiting for this to happen. But we are right here. The money line is again 23.57, and we have this major resistance here at 23.13, which we did just sweep above real quick. Add that back. We need a 23.13 to break above, and this will break the downtrend, which is the one from the $80 move. All right, that's what we're kind of waiting for here. And this is clean. We are right there. We just like tapped it just now. Yeah, we just grazed it. You break that, you're gonna go up. I just don't see it breaking that fast, that easy. It would be nice for it to break today, though. That'd be dope. Woof, here we go. Here goes another attempt here at 23.13. If we can break that, we will break the downtrend. Oh, here we go again. I think it's happening today, man. I'm thinking it's happening today. What's the volume at? Yeah, this is crazy. GME is a monster right now. And also, keep in mind, with Bitcoin moving like this, this is a great sign. This is a very good sign. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh man, that push right now just sent the P&L looking wild right now. Hold on a second. So I did buy some more shares of GME this morning. That's really the only, outside of the swings I just mentioned a little while ago, that's the only trade that took. So I'm in Mattel swing for a month out, and also an American Airlines swing. I'm telling you, when GME hits, man, when these calls, when we get these massive pops like this, the IV just goes wild, bro. All right. As I mentioned, a couple platinum crosses here. 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, all hit. This is no way it stays down. No way. Everything flipped in one day, off one move. So here's a test again at 22.13. You break 22.13, this thing is going up. 23.13. We're here again. All right, there's that blue downtrend. Where's my trajectory? 23.15. Here we go. Here we go. 23.18. All right, looking nice. Let me corrections, trend lines. There we are. So it's the trend, near-term possibilities. Levels, trend lines, money lines, major resistances here. All right, so let me remove the macro trend lines. 23.17. This is looking good. We need to get to 23.30, 23.57. If 23.57 breaks, this is gone, man. It's not gone, but it really will ramp up. It will start to ramp up quite nicely. All right, quite nicely. All right, still having a little trouble at that same level. 23.13 is a big one, man. That's a big one. All right, there, move the levels for a minute. 23.13, and I'm looking at 25.25. Leave the resistances and the money lines for now. So just so they're clear and easy to see on screen here. All right, so 23.13. Leave that alone. Okay. Was AMC at? Still hanging around 443, 444. If you get this break, AMC, I believe AMC will hold above 450 finally, which should break the 200 EMA on AMC, which is a nice one on the daily, I believe. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. We did touch what 23.20 so far. Damn. Oof. National Cat Day today. Oh, really? Oh, is that true, or is that like a wish? Just let me know, John. That would be a perfect opportunity for a cat to show up. The cat who's not a cat, but he calls himself a cat, but he's not really a cat though. That would be great timing, right? I mean, right where we're at right now, this is a great This was a great downtrend retest, right at around that $23 and change level. Retested that downtrend, and now we're trying to break the secondary resistance, which is that downtrend from $80. All right, let's see here. What do we got on audio only? And the stock comps are great. Oh man, look. Appreciate it, man. Trying to do a little play-by-play, doing my Vince McMahon back in the early days when he used to do his commentary. All right, back in the day when Jim Ross's and all of that. John Vincent, good morning, welcome back. Bro, if we got 5 yesterday, I would have to eat my hat. Straight like that. Nah, 5 is gonna take a little bit of work, man. On AMC, it's not that simple of a push. It's a lot of resistance that's been built in this area, man, and we can see it quite clearly as well because of the volume shelves. All right, the VRVP shows just like nothing but just a sell wall in this range. So like it's a lot to break, but once you start to clear above $5 and change, which these creek lines keep pulling lower, the longer this takes, the bigger the move's gonna be. Creek lines keep moving down lower and lower and lower. Like it's just getting wild. So we're gonna. The match is about to meet the gasoline in a few minutes, man. In a little bit, if this starts to continue, as long as this continues, yeah, 450 is gonna be major though. That's a big one. Clearing 450, then clearing 451, 452. Yeah, you're gonna be in a great spot. But they're gonna try and hold it as long as they can, and make earnings or whatever happens there to be the reason that the move continues. So until that happens, we got to kind of watch and wait on AMC. Not really much we can do. All right, Manny, what's going on, man? Good morning. Welcome back, bro. Appreciate you stopping in as usual, my friend. While we sit here and wait for this stuff to go down or go up. Go down in a good way. Well, go up for us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean. Braveheart, what's happening, man? Welcome back. Oh, J. Cole just closed the cup? Oh, man. Let's take a look real fast. Yo, the airline industry, guys. The airline industry. All right. Here it is. So it's back in. It's back inside. It's back in above 30.50. You're watching for 31.79.97 to break. And I believe that the earnings drop was all a ploy to shake out some folks. I don't know what happened during earnings. I don't know what the deal is, but I believe that was a whole ploy to cause this spring. Right? Look at the spring right off the creek line. I mean, a perfect touch of the 6-hour creek. Perfect touch. Bounce right back up, and now is going to spring and try to break the downtrend that's been established. If you break above $30.97, you're probably gonna get ready to go $35, man. Hopefully, you got enough time on these things, J. Cole. If you get this move, bro. Because you did touch. Look how perfect the rejection was at earnings. Earnings went right to the target, $32.50, then dumped. Came down to the other creek, bounced right back up. Like, this is your playing field. They're trying to shake hands out so they can buy it up because I'm telling you, this airline industry looks phenomenal right now. Now you got me wanting to check AAL. I did enter calls on these things for $14. Let's see if it actually is starting to play out. Yeah, it's slow, but it's happening. I'm gonna hold these out till Christmas. Yeah, but this is looking real close on the daily. You get this daily breakout, which I think you're kind of already starting to. Yeah, it's probably happening a little bit. Platinum cross up is gearing up. It's getting very close. Let's say by November 4th, you get a platinum cross up on this thing on the daily. This thing is going to be out of here. So keep a lookout on this thing, man. There's a great opportunity on here. Hey, Andy, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Did you talk about SoFi rug pull this morning? I did not see SoFi. I will check it out. What else you got here? And Oaks Way says we can still buy AMC. It's what we can do. Yeah, that's all we can do, bro. Just keep buying, keep averaging down, keep positioning yourself. And if it does drop again, well, you've been here long enough. What's another year at this point? Buy some more. All right. And you get tired, what do? We buy more. That's just how it is. All right. Until we get out of this thing, in my opinion, we will get to the other side of the mountain, man. I'll tell you. No matter how bleak it seems, it is going to get to the other side. Remember that promise. Remember the cause. Remember the reasons. That's all you got to keep doing. All right. What else we got here? They're running the boss stock. Oh, they're running the boss stock. Yeah, they are running the boss stock. I mean, they're going to run it. It's going to help carry it. Look at Dogecoin, guys. Dogecoin is going to go to $2, yo. You're going to come back here in a couple months, and you'll see Dogecoin like $2. And you'll be like, what happened? Should have got in. Dogecoin is a problem. And it's another one. Again, those riskier assets just showing strength right now at this particular point in time. Bitcoin against 72,300. So continue to watch this. I'm watching for AAPL to continue up. And also in Mattel, I mentioned earlier, I'm holding Mattel swings for a swing on $20 going into Christmas. I mean, they're toys, right? Toys and Christmas, they go together. I mean, it is what it is. I'm holding $20 calls for about a push to hopefully $21 to $23 on these. All right. I like the platinum cross on the daily. All right. You see that happened here. Platinum cross up on the daily from $19. It's at $20. It's a dollar move, right? That's not too damn bad for a dollar move. That happened on the 29th. So yesterday you got the platinum cross. This went from $19 to $20 in one day. What can we do in a month? We'll find out. All right, Vinny, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Actually, no, I think it's the first time I'm saying your name. Appreciate you stopping there, my friend. What happens if AMC continues to trade sideways, even if earnings and elections? Well, that's this issue. That's what I would love. I would prefer it to be above 450-ish. Prior to that time, we have a breakout. We have a couple breakouts. We have the major downtrend breakout. We have the breakout of this recent downtrend that took place ever since the May run up. So we have broken out. We're in position. We need to cleanly be above $4.50, in my opinion, to really start to see a opportunity up. We have established a higher low a couple times, which has been tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times already. It has held up. As long as we stay above 442 and can get above 450, I think whatever news comes out should hopefully push us to the upside, which should coincide with what happens. I don't know, maybe it's a possibility, but the earnings report is on November 6th. Obviously, we have elections on slightly before that. So everything is like a wild period. Next week is going to be nuts. So whatever you got to do, prepare yourself. It's going to be a wild time. I mean, so let's be in position in one way or another. Definitely think about hedging, whatever you got to do as far as that's concerned. Be careful, don't overextend. But next week is going to be wild. And I've talked about the VIX looking like it's about the moon to about $35. I mean, there's no volume to really go off of, but we're in a space right now where things just look crazy. All right, things just look really crazy. So whatever's going to happen next week, going into that from that period and going into the day of love, I mean, I don't know. It's still pretty wicked. I want to look at DJT as well in a few minutes, which has a weekly breakout. All right, and it's been going wild ever since. SPY, real quick, I need to look at this real fast to kind of keep an eye on it. If SPY doesn't hurry up and start moving around, it actually did bounce again off that. It has been making higher lows at that same area, but it's just a choppy zone, just nasty choppy. All right, if it doesn't hurry up and start to hold and get a clean hold and sweep above about 582, 583, I'd have to say we're probably talking about downside. But so far, it's still fighting the uptrend, still fighting the potential downtrend. So if SPY can get back up, we can probably see 589. All right, if we don't, if it starts continuing to fail and loses 578.50, we're going probably down to 566. I mean 550. 570 first. That's not overjump the gun, but 570 first, but potentially going lower. But we're in that spot where it's just tricky. This whole area is just real tricky. A lot of sideways trading for the last several weeks. We're gonna have to wait. Pretty much, that's all we can do. Day of love, right? I'm calling it what they have rebranded it to be. I don't believe in that. Whatever you want to call it, that's what you call it. But that was the January 6th, what they call the quote-unquote insurrection that took place back on January 6th. It was rebranded the Day of Love. I don't know what that is. Either way, the VIX, the VIX is still showing bullish, and that's all I can go off at this point. I mean, I don't have any volume to really confirm it. All I can do is look at what's happening with gold, what's happening, with those type of things. But it has bullish trajectory, and everything lines up on VIX, as we mentioned a little while ago, for upside soon. It lines all around the lines up all around the election. The dates I have here: November 5th, I have November 29th, and I have January 6th. That's where all of these end, or just about end. Right, very similar to what we did with GME by extrapolating the time, getting an idea of when these actual triangles end. All right, GME has its triangle end on yesterday's date. Exactly, yesterday's date was October 28th, which is how we knew it was going to be a possible big move that took place on October 28th. And the same concept applies on other stocks, or other tickers that you're looking at. So utilizing that same concept, we get an idea of when the biggest moves will happen, and it just so happens that the VIX is lined up for those particular dates. So next week is going to be wild. We're going to see how this all plays out. But just, like I say, prepare yourself, protect yourself, and just keep your heads on the swivel. Yeah, it was wild. That's another thing. There was loss of life in that situation. So the rebranding, I'm not really for it. I just used it because it's kind of funny. I'm not really all for the whole rebranding thing. However, it's not a funny situation when there's any loss of life that takes place in any situation, way, shape, or form. However, mass media, mass marketing, and stuff like that, they do have their way of putting a spin on words. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. So, but based on the charts, which is really all I'm about, you guys know that about me. Other than that, I'm watching this thing to push to the upside, which would coincide with a drop in the market if we don't hold certain levels and turn around soon. I just don't know what the hell it's going to be. We'll see. All right. Is AMC going through a new cycle? Based on the chart, yes. I have a new setup, which is a new trajectory. I've mentioned a couple times. I think you saw the video, Braveheart. I think you mentioned it to me in the past. But the trajectory, as long as it continues to hold these higher lows, this is the first time AMC has made higher lows on the daily and weekly charts, since January 2021. It has not made higher lows since then. So as long as this new uptrend here holds, we're in a new setup. We're going up, which is why I call the video "Time to Go Up." so in this situation, as long as this continues to stay this way, that's the trajectory I'm watching. So it just needs to follow through. And the follow through, in my opinion, is going to come down to a news-based situation. It's going to be news-based at this point. A news-based situation that would allow this new trajectory to happen. But it has to stop here. It has to start from this position, from this point, to move up. And from a volume perspective, it looks like this is where it's going to be. This is where it starts. Buying signals and all that kind of good stuff are happening all over the chart. Weekly, monthly, not the monthly, excuse me. The weekly, the 5-day, 3-day, 4-day, daily. Everything says push up. Just need to follow through. It's just a news-based scenario that's kind of waiting for earnings at this point, or whatever else is possible to happen that will send this thing upwards. But over time, you will start this uptrend back the other way, in my opinion. All right. Let's see here. And again, I want to establish again, the last time you saw an uptrend like this, AMC has not really fully established an uptrend, only in two positions, two spots. Right? It was here, where we are now currently, back here, prior to Zern, when things fell off the earth with 8. We had an uptrend. We moved 100% that day prior to the decision with Judge Zern. Here, other than that, established uptrend, none of these were established. We had one more here prior to this thing breaking down after that large pennant we were in before, back at all-time highs, which we knew in that situation we were in an overshoot spot. The price shouldn't have been up there, technically speaking, on a technical level. Other than that, the only other time we have had uptrends and buying signals is back here. It's just pre-January run-up. That's it. Those are the only 4 times. This is a massive downtrend, and this is a massive uptrend. These are the only 2 spots that really matter. These don't really matter because they were incorrect, because we had a downtrend that was actually established ever since the all-time highs. So in this case, these would have been lower highs, right? Because you had a lower high that was established at an area where you overshot, it only made sense for it to get out. Some people got out here at the time it was like $50, $52 or something like that. That would have actually been the right place to get out if you were looking to hold at. I know a lot of folks are looking for higher, but that would have been the proper place to get out of the play based on that same concept. Right? If you look for a higher low or a lower high, you're looking to potentially either go to the opposite direction, which is what we have established now. So in this spot, that would have been the spot to get out. I mean, I hate to say it, it is what it is, but again, a lot of people were looking for higher numbers because we knew what was happening behind the scenes and so on and so on. But this same concept applies. So if we were to flip the chart, all right, if we did an inversion, right, this would be a spot to buy, right? You have an uptrend happening, higher lows, right? The same concept. Let me fix this a little bit here. So if we were back here watching this thing, and this thing was inverted chart, we watched this entire move falling down, and then we saw the change in the structure where you no longer have a downtrend playing out after you have these, pennants broke down. These like bear flags, right? So a bear flag here. Let's just fix that. A bear flag here. Another one here. It's breakdowns. And then all of a sudden, you don't have a bear flag and you have an increase in volume, right? That says this is the end. This will be your end of trend. And then you have a higher low established. And another higher low. All right, it's like, okay, I'm going long here. And then you would have been able to buy this whole chart up and be on the winning side if this was, again, flipped. This is obviously not in the same situation, but you would have gone long here, buy long shares or whatever the case might have been, and been able to play this entire move. The inverse is also true, right? You play the opposite side of the spectrum, which was where we are now. You have an uptrend that's established. The main idea is, because you have an uptrend established here, is to play long to the long side from this period. Now, the only thing we need, which we did get, was a end of trend on the volume, which is this large push that we got on volume, which is back in May. All right, that tells us that's the end of the trend. The same way I just showed you a minute ago when the chart was flipped. Let's do that again. Which is the invert. Was back here, was this large volume push, which is the highest volume in the range. That tells you that's the end of the trend. And then from there, higher lows. Those are the two things that you need to establish your position based upon how things were to how things will now go. So this is kind of where we are now. with that same mentality is what we're applying to this based on just the chart alone, nothing else, no news, no what AA is going to say, none of that stuff. This is just what it looks like. So that's what we're going off of. Well, that's what I'm going off of, and I'm hopefully getting my message across to whoever is considering doing what they can do, that they need to do in this spot. All right, let's see here. The truth is going to be seen. It's going to happen. It's my opinion. The truth is going to be seen one way or another. Truth always comes to the light, man. At the end of the day. All right, Oren, what's happening, man? Welcome back. What do you see short term for AMC by the end of November? End of November, if it continues in this position, I would say we'd be probably in that $8 range. Right? I mean, $8 is going to be like a magnet. We should get up there very fast if we can, get the news and the volume we need. $7, $8 would be at the end of November, possibly. I know that sounds crazy right now, but if we get the proper volume on this thing, with the way these creeks are so tightened up in one area, which I will hide the drawings for a moment. And shout out to my man John who's in here. He put this together for me. This is a fantastic tool. All right. This is all of the creeks are where they lined up. It's very, very tight in this area. All right. 511. The next creek is all the way up here at 728. Like, at least this area being so tightly wound up would push you all the way up to at least 717. All right. Very possible. If we get a little higher than that, there's other reasons I could say we can go potentially higher, but that's a very big location to be above at. Once we start to break, this is so tightly wound up down here on no volume. A little bit of volume will send this thing. Right now, we just have a volume issue, which is how they control any stock. They don't give you any volume, right? So shout out to my man John, man. I appreciate you, bro. Let's go back here. So by then, if we can get the news that we're looking for from the earnings situation, yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks solid at that point. All right, as far as GME is concerned, we just got knocked back down, huh? Yep, 23.20. That's going to be a crazy one. That's going to be crazy. In GME's case, look how there's nothing left. GME can run, it just can run up. It has a lot, nothing really left on this thing in terms of from a momentum standpoint. No real major resistances. I mean, besides the ones on the higher time frames, moving averages. But other than that, bro, this is wild. GME can do some numbers. And we already established what it can do. We just need to hurry up and see it do it. So that's where we at with GME, man. But it's gonna take a minute. I don't expect it all to just run up in one day and you had $1,000. I don't think that's gonna happen. I really would prefer it to just gradually just continue to go up over the next couple months. Like you start seeing, $100, $120, $150, $250, and then come back down. All right, gradually, and price acceptance actually take place. I prefer price acceptance because you get these pops, they're gonna short it and they're gonna bring it right back down to zero. Not zero, but to starting point. All right, to where it started. All right, so that's what you don't want. Similar to what happened here. I mean, they brought it all the way back down to $20 when nobody thought it was possible. They did it very fast because you get parabolic moves like that, you get the opportunity to play parabolic shorts. That's just what it is. Parabolic moves get shorted because you can make a bunch of money to the downside because these contracts are so juiced up that if you know how to get in and enter in, you can make a bunch of money to the downside the same way you made a bunch of money to the upside. All right. If you see this topping out, you're watching volume, you're paying attention to that. You hit certain resistances that you know won't break on the first shot. If you wanted to sell cover calls up here, you could if you have enough shares to do so. Some people made a bunch of money on the downside play. I actually bought puts on this portion. I did. From $41 all the way down to $21. So I made money on the upside, made money on the downside play. Still held my shares, still bought calls, but you can make money in both directions if you wanted to. All right. And then get prepared for the next push, which was this entire push up to $80. I think I bought puts from $45 or $40 all the way down to 20 when nobody thought it would actually hit. Got out of 20, got back in on calls for the second push. And now we're just waiting for this third push to finally go. So that's the concept, man, but I digress on that. Once again, appreciate all you folks being up in the stream. Once again, hope you guys are getting some kind of value to some degree on this thing. But I always appreciate you all stopping in, hanging out for a little while as we run through the charts, get an idea for what you can apply to other things in the future, not just necessarily just AMC and GME, but also another way to see the market from a, I guess, holistic standpoint. All right. Let's see here. And also momentum standpoint as well. All right, 1 second. Make sure I grab that. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, though, Zanny. Bear me 1 second here, guys. Just got to make sure I mind a couple things. I'm also going to put the link in here. The truth is on the way. Hey, no problem, Steve. Appreciate you, my friend. Steve, did you, I know you looked at Wolf. Did you grab the Wolf shares that you talked about earlier? Since you're here. I just want to follow up with you, make sure how you doing on that, because that was a great entry opportunity if you at least started to build up. Look at the creek line. All right, this is the weekly creek line. You're basically trying to hold and break above the creek on Wolf. Once that gets broken, man, that's it. And once it did break, you got that push to 7 and change. Once you hold above it, all right, good stuff, man. Congratulations. Good money, man. Congrats, man. Congratulations. Yeah, above here, you hold above 677. 677 is the holding spot. You hold above that, Wolf will continue. All right, it will continue, in my opinion. And soon you'll get the weekly platinum cross. You'll see Wolf at $11, $9 to $11 pretty fast, man. If you want to hold down that long. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congrats, my friend. All right, good stuff. Let's take a look, see what else we got going on. It's already 12 o'clock. Quick stint. That seemed like it went by pretty fast. We got a little excitement on the GME. Let's see. Oh, you got average on AMC? Oh, okay. Got you, man. Just a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. AMC's got a little ways to go. They're gonna hold this thing sideways as long as they can. As long as they can. GME is affecting it. Definitely is affecting it. But they're gonna hold as long as they can down here until earnings comes up. I want to at least, like on earnings day, get to like 480. That'd be nice. But I'll tell you what, they are theta burning the hell out of everybody's options. And they have been for 6 months. It's almost May. What is it? It's almost November? Yeah, May, May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months. Jeez Louise. 6 months we've been in the same range? Goodness gracious. Hey, it's all good, Steve. All good, man. I mean, we know what Wolf is. What's happening with Wolf? It's just AMC is just sideways. That's the only issue. I just want to make sure the capital is being deployed somewhere where it actually makes a return, and use the profits for something else. You know, that's got to be the goal. All right. Since it's now lunchtime over here on the market, probably move on to some other stuff, man. Take care of a couple other things outside of this. Give me 1 second here. You guys probably don't want to hear me droning on all day long anyway. So, other than that, let's see here. Other than that, we got, let me make sure, man, one more, see if there's any other plays that are potential out here. Man, 2284 GME potential breakout again. Oh yeah, we broke out all right. Came back down, but that $23.13 level is gonna be major. That's gonna be a tough one to break. So we knew that already on GME. I'd like to see 2185 or 2285 hold on GME though. That'd be nice. All right. Other than that, let me see what else we got. Is there anything else that's popping off here at all? I didn't look at DJT yet. Real quick. Let me look at the DJT real quick and then I'll get ready to roll. Let's see. DJT is ridiculous, man. So up another 14%. We talked about this one as well. Giant, Eve, and Atom, which is now right at breakout. Once it broke $47, I think we talked about $47 being the area. And it just left $47 in the dust. All right. That entire, I think I have my, it's going to pull up my, yeah, there you go. So it was an Eve and Atom. And you have now officially broken out. So, quite clear where the market seems to be putting their attention. I guess a couple friends of the family, I guess, hopefully on and that party, you know, in the party there. All right, I'm walking away real happy right now. Let's see. But this is a breakout on the monthly from all-time highs. All right, that happened today. I was only looking for $47. I think we talked about it a couple days ago as well. I was thinking, okay, it gets to $47, $47.40, and then it just like trades sideways till we get to earnings, till there's a decision. I think we mentioned that specifically, those specific words. But nope, just broke out. So now we are in a spot here. Volume is barely come down on the weekly, barely. So if you next levels, if anybody was able to get in on this thing, I really regret not holding on to longer calls. I only played from like $12 to $15 a month ago. If I'd have held out for longer, bro, that would have been a grand slam. This is up 300%, almost 400% in less than 30 days. Yeah, about 30 days. 35 days. 363%. Rocket ship. Oh, and SoFi, I'll check that out for you too, man. Appreciate it. Sorry about that. I did miss that. Let's check you out on that. Yeah, so watch out for this thing. Next level on, if it continues going, man, watch for $80 on watch out for $80 on this thing, on DJT. 79, $80. Highly possible. 60 bucks, $80. I mean, let's just keep it clean. And then look at SoFi real quick and then get ready to roll. Let's look at SoFi for my man Manny. And that's it from there. So how's it looking? SoFi's been making higher lows for a while now. And it got the breakout. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, that's 7% move down. I have a line here. Why do I have a line? And it bounced off my line too. I haven't looked at this in a while. Just about bounced off of it. Missed it by a few cents. That's at 971 and 977. So whatever line I had here, I missed by 6 cents. That's wild, man. Something to this TA stuff, huh? Let's see. I'm running to the right. Coordinates. No, I can't do that. I can't run to the right. Okay, it's array. I'll add it back here. 977. So it bounced off 977 was a low today. All right, so you got this drop. Mark that in gray. Gray, and I'll make this a larger line for future reference. All right, 977. Okay, so weekly, that's a weekly retest. What do we got here? As a top, currently about $11 and $11.39, $11.40. All right, let's find out what that's about. Okay, still be making higher lows this entire time. Volume has pushed this thing up. You have a low volume push down on the weekly. Let's go to the daily real quick. Actually, I'll go to the pre-market. It's a 23-hour. doesn't look bad. I mean, from what I can see so far, it's a high volume push down. Is it earnings? Was it bad earnings this morning or something? Reported Q3 earnings, net revenue 697 million, net income of 61 million, raising its full year revenue to okay, blah blah blah. I mean, that's news related, obviously. But let's see if this is a buy the dip opportunity. Which so far it looks like one. If I look at this right away, I'd probably say this is the start of a potential bounce, but there's possibility for this thing to come down. That's a high volume push down. I gotta admit that's high volume. Let me take a look at something. Nah, bro. As long as you hold $9, I'm not convinced that this is done going yet. Oh no, I'm definitely not convinced this is done going yet. This is, bro. Check this out. I'm not convinced this is done. This is a back test. So $9, in my opinion, this thing could keep going right back up like this. Look at this perfect cross up on a 2-day time frame. Platinum cross. You came back. You retested the 2-day creek. Like this is textbook. All right, they ran it up, pushed it down for a back test, and this actually lines up, if I'm not mistaken. Let's find this out. Let's make sure of. Let's move this stuff out real quick. Actually, hide all these drawings. Actually, I'm gonna take everything out and just remove all drawings for now, and just look at this from this perspective. Nah, man, this is all bogus. Bogus sell-off. Stevie, what's happening, man? Let's see here. Yeah, bogus sell-off in my opinion, man. I mean, not bogus. There is a reason behind it, but let's find out what that's all about. If they're gonna top it out here, let's see if that was your new trend line, a new downtrend, but you still have an uptrend. Now, basically, the line in the sand is going to be that area we talked about, 975, 9 and change. As long as you continue to hold this area, which I think you will, I'm pretty sure you will at this point, this would look like a larger, this again, it's back again. All right, it's the same thing. You want this breaks up above it, you want to push up, and you want to retest, and then you try to break up to the upside. That would put us somewhere around the $13 to $14 mark. I don't see this thing coming down. Right, based upon this setup, you're playing a larger cup and handle type of situation, or a Adam and Eve. You're basically coming back to retest the top side. First target I look at is about 1188, which is what you just got rejected from, 11 and change, and then from there you're talking about going to about $13, $14. I don't see this being bad at all. And then second of all, even though you came down, you're still coming up overall in volume. Now, right now, this part is questionable, obviously, because you have earnings that just was released. But overall, you're cupping in volume, which you're also cupping in price. So, in my opinion, this is a back test. I think you will eventually get this potential break and push to the upside at some point in time. May not happen right away, but from a long perspective, you just got a platinum cross up as well on the 2-day time frame, which is huge. You got upside to go, in my opinion. Let's look at one more thing here. Remove these drawings again. And we talked about that recovery zone way back when. I think a couple times on the stream. All right. Here's your push again off of the 30, which is that white line again. Push up, bounce off the 30 on the weekly. Actually, this is not the weekly, sorry. Need the weekly. That'll let me know that this is going to continue up, which it is. So you broke above the 30 here. You broke above the 50. Here is your 10. I still see more upside. And now you're holding above the 200, which is just created recently. It's really tough to see, but it's been around long enough for it to actually now generate a 200 EMA, 200 moving average. All right, because it takes a while for a stock to be able to do that on the weekly time frame. It just established it, so here you are here, and you can see it bounced on it, bounced up. Your new floor at this point in the game, in my opinion, is going to be $10, $9.75. But at this point, I'd still consider buying it up unless you start to break that, which I don't see at this point. On the weekly, you still have lower volume to the downside. So as long as you hang around $10, eventually you will see 13. All right. Oh, and they beat. Oh, so they beat earnings. Even better. Even better. It's a fake sell-off in order to get some weak hands out of the situation, and then they buy it right back up. You saw what they did with Tesla. All right. You all saw what they did with Tesla. All right. It's similar. It's a similar concept. And then run it 20% the next day. Come on, this is phony. I don't believe it. Not one bit. So yeah, man. Keep an eye on this thing. But I would watch SoFi, man. I think it still has great opportunity. I personally am not I don't have it. I don't hold it. But I think it's at this point, it's something to at least watch for potential continuation because it looks like a long-term play. Overall, if it continues to recover like this, I don't see why you wouldn't be back in this range. All right, 15 in this range up here. The $15 to $20 range, possibly seeing that $28 range, all-time highs again at some point in the future. However, you got higher lows established, kind of what we just talked about a little while ago. Higher lows is all you need to see to actually not to start to chart your trajectory to the upside. So, lower highs establishes you to the downside. At some point, you're going down. We got that on AMC now, which is what we're going to go back to. We have higher lows. This is the part you want to see on the weekly. We're in a good spot. All right. Cool, man. Other than that, folks, I'm going to get ready to roll out here, run on to the next thing. Do appreciate you guys all hanging out as usual. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Appreciate you being here, hanging out for the day. You guys can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I totally appreciate that. All right. We'll be back here tomorrow, as always, roughly around the same time. You know, until about the lunch period after I'm done with the Discord stuff early in the morning. And then, yeah, we always continue on regardless throughout the day on the Discord. Check us out as well. Love to have you in there. The link is in the description, also attached to the top side of this chat box. So check it out. Get down with us and do the things we got going on in there. And so on and so on. So, other than that, we're ready to roll out. Say peace to everybody in the room once again for hanging out while we continue to watch and wait for things to happen. But either way, peace to everyone that's in the stream once again. I got Illy, J. Cole, Drift, Jeff Free. All right, Jeff Free. 2023 game there. Appreciate you. Bang. Oaks Way, Iron Man. Who else? Lewis, Drift, Positive Insights, and Geeko. Appreciate y'all. Zanny, Bang, John. You guys already know. Appreciate all you. Truck, Pete, I think it's the first time seeing your name here. Appreciate you stopping in. Hopefully, keep you subscribed and keep you coming back to the next ones, man. All right, John Vincent, appreciate you. Who else? Manny, Braveheart. Annie, appreciate you always. Vinny Verse, appreciate you stopping in. And who else? Zany, Oren, Steve Wright. We already know. Stevie Steve. Man, we getting full of here. Pablo. Definitely appreciate you guys all the time. Jacked. All right, we started to get some people up in here. Some new friends. All right, good stuff, man. What else we got going on? I think we got everybody. Just able to invest in option contract on Trump being president. All right, good stuff. All right, appreciate you guys, man. Hey, Caesar. Appreciate you, man. Giant hugs on the whole thing, man. Shout out to the man. Shout out to the OG. My man Lou. Way back. Rest in peace, man. All right, guys. Appreciate all you once again. And we'll see you back tomorrow. Guys, take it easy for the rest of the evening. And let's do this, all right? Take care, y'all. Peace.